Point is, Tom Sorson, Jim Riley, Joe Zillig, Harry Race, Bernard LaChance, DJ Dave, Perlita Quinlan, Elton Anderson, Don Wiley. 1961 Oyster Cracker Man, Bitted Bat 4, Blue Boy Boxes, GPS Paso Robo, Rapist Night, Red Randy, Red Gordon and Ellery, Pickens Street, Jamaica Street, Jim Hall, Bill Duvall, Doug King, Morgans, OJP Morgans or whatever. But point is, Bernard the Flag, Village Chance, and the All-American, Antilla there, and Karen Bowser Country and Western. The point is, Bernardo LaFag, Village Chance, it doesn't belong to any of you trying to claim it or who are fighting over it. It never did. And this is kind of how the military, the police, and all these people in the world, NATO, Mr. NATO man, Bernard and Ellery, that you're full of shit, and even the Robo Knight, that you're just dumb fucks. Okay? It doesn't belong to any of you, Bernard, but we'll prove it like this. Okay? The men who tow planets in space to create their own home. Alright, much like the harbor there where you have a bunch of boats collected in there, how you guys just amass collections of stuff in one spot. How you guys followed the All-American there in his pilgrimage in the mighty tomb raid of, taking people's shit. It doesn't belong to Perlita, Bernard, and it doesn't belong to any of you. No part, any of you fighting over it. Simply because Bernard, you guys pretty much slaughtered and killed everyone that it belonged to. You killed the children, and they have the 3 times, 4 times, who knows how many times of repeated abuse of your little spoiled coward faggot that you guys revere so dearly as the leader of the earth. But also remember this, Bernard, kind of like the harbor there, full of boats and all that, like a mass collection of stuff for, that people don't know what to do with or whatnot. It's kind of like the pyramids in Egypt, all right? It doesn't even belong to the African Americans, right? The collection of dirt, the sand to make the pyramids, to make their pointy-topped pyramids, right? And a mass, right? They do the same thing here, right? They worship their pyramid, but they were incorrect as well. They're all proud of their pointy top and, poking holes in people's asses to make them shit. Wow. Same thing, same deal, okay? Let me put it to you this way, Bernard. A frozen lake or frozen area like the Ice Age. A man that used to be immortal there, or right? You guys show me a blue man, right? That used to be immortal in a frozen area of water. But the more and more you guys fought over that water, it melted into your container, Bernard. And so it doesn't belong to any of you fighting over it, Bernard. So we just do Antarctica and Egypt, and we can pretty much find that like 99% of you, Bernard, and your team, whether I list your name there or not, is full of shit. It's the proof to your cowboy hick of Pickens Street, Jamaica Street, Colorado, the same group of you guys here or there, that you're full of crap, Bernard. Because you were so stupid, the group of you, to come through and destroy what they had already put together anyway. I mean, that's how long you've been fighting over it, Bernard, and GPS, Paso Robo, Rapist Night, and Ellery's, and, All-American Antilla. It doesn't belong to any of you. And I'm pretty sure that the Navy and the military branches, the government, NATO, certain ranking officials are sick and tired of watching the group of you families fight over it and rape and mutilate and torture and maim and thinking it's funny and that, that you're doing something. Guess what? It doesn't even belong to your baldy East Coast Negro or Freddie from Texas or Elton, Bernard. You all run a criminal scam, and you raped and killed and mutilated and killed people in order to find out, Bernard, in your discovery. So how could it have belonged to any of you? So the smart ones in the communities who had to watch you guys' bullshit, Bernard, and your repeat abuse and you guys living in denial and lying about it, those in those communities that have watched their families be destroyed to get the proof on the group of you, Bernard, and the Robo Knight and Ellery's and, Joe, the Indians. See, it doesn't even belong to the Cowboy Indians. It never belonged to your little lion. It never belonged to Gordon. It never belonged to any of you fighting over it, Bernard. That's what they do to groups of you who come into any of the cities on the East Coast or the West Coast or any of that. If you come in and create problems, Bernard, and you want to be a prison fag, then they let you. Again, Bernard, black and white. And you guys came in and threw down, as you abused Elton, and you guys abused children and raped them, threw down Carney Red. David Balamorad, Mr. Supposed Jew of Israel, it doesn't belong to you. It doesn't belong to the Robo Knight. Up, Frosty. Again, a friend of mine. So it means Harry is a full of shit. It means all of you men are, Bernard, and they let you. If you want to make a fool out of yourself, Bernard, is supposedly the great pilgrimage with the All-American and Joe and all them and the Indians, cowboy Indian myth story. They let you. And every time, Bernard, you and Perlita and that group and Don Wiley and how you all profess to be the great leaders of the earth when you guys were you're not even close to being the guardians of Zion, Eden, and Atlantis. You're the destroyers of it. It makes you look like a dumb fuck, Robo Knight. So if you guys like making a fool out of yourselves, Joe, Harry, Bernard, and that whole group that you ran out here and destroyed everything and think it's funny, Dave, and do your all that crap you do, they let you, and they prove something about the group of you, that you're full of shit, and you always will be, Bernard, that you're liars, that you guys rape and mutilate and torture your children to get results. They have it all there. It doesn't belong to any of you, Bernard. Never has, never will be. Not even the Negroes and the families that knew how to get it to go. Bernard, Harry, Bernard, Ellery's, Robo Knight, DJ Dave, Perlita, the groups of you raped, tortured, mutilated, and killed. For the bitted fat, and can't do it bitted and steal the bitted. So those of you who come out here and fight over it, Bernard, they have it all nice and set up to prove how very, very wrong the groups of you are and how stupid you all were to destroy it in the first place when it was working.